I've been watching with great interest and trying to step back and think about the implications of Elon Musk buying Twitter, and also the very telling reaction of so many leftists on Twitter. I mean, first of all, let's start with Musk. Here's a guy who recognizes the importance of culture. That is, for entrepreneurs, quite rare because most of them are so focused on their business that they don't recognize that culture matters. But it seems that Musk fully appreciates that there's a cultural environment in which business operates. And there's also kind of a patriotic responsibility on the part of businessmen and women who have been successful in this country. And so he's made this big move. He's put $45 billion on the line. Most of it, not all of it is money, but most of it is money to wrest control of Twitter. Now, this is you got to say, a big blow for the left. Why? Because their censorship depends on all these issues. Certainly on issues like the trans issue, abortion, climate change, COVID, but most importantly, the one election fraud, the subject of my film. Well, they know that they need to have a coordinated system to block discussion of these topics. They need Facebook, they need YouTube, and they need Twitter. Twitter is actually the driver of these conversations, and essentially they've lost Twitter. This is why they're so mad, because their control is lost. Now we're in a genuine free market of ideas, and quite frankly, I think that the free market will vindicate the free speech platforms. So long term, we're going to see places like YouTube and Facebook erode. Because who wants to be on a censorship platform? And by contrast, you're going to get vigorous discussion and argument on the free speech platforms. And Twitter, in a sense, has a chance to be restored. Now, this is not to say that there aren't a lot of problems at Twitter, because let's just say that Elon Musk is buying a building that is chock full of termites. And the termites are all running around like crazy right now. But let's be clear, they're destroying the building. And if you want to save the building, you got to get the termites out. I think Musk does know this. And so although he's not going to do it overnight, it's something that I think he recognizes must be done. Now, for conservatives, it is just great to see the sense of exhilaration. I mean, it's almost like you've had a foot on your neck and the foot is now pulled off and you feel that sense that you can breathe again. And so having this chokehold broken has a sense of liberation. Now, there is a little bit of a kind of a fear side to all this, which I don't want to duck. And that's this, quite honestly, if some other guy, some bully has their foot on your neck, and they take it off, your first impulse is to gasp for air, but what's your second impulse? Well, your second impulse is to put your foot on their neck. In other words, to respond in kind, to teach the bully a lesson. I think this is really what the left fears, that we will respond to them the way they're responding to us. And you might have seen that comic little clip on the MSNBC guy. He goes, well, now at Twitter, you could actually, this Elon Musk guy, he could actually start restricting the political opposition. He could be turning down the volume on what they're saying. And we wouldn't even find out about that till after the election. I mean, the idea that you can say this with a straight face is just downright shocking, I think. And at Twitter now, there are all these guys, expressing, they're calling up the New York Times. They're calling up friendly leftist media. The leftist media, by the way, have been cheering censorship all along. And they're like, oh man, Elon Musk is going to clean out the cockroaches. We cockroaches were really having a good time in the building. We thought this place, Twitter, was for cockroaches only. This guy is now planning to do a major fumigation. So Elon Musk is bringing the sunlight. And this is obviously terrifying the left. Now, this is when Musk gets in there, there's a lot he has to do. And it's not simply that he needs to let people back on. It's also that he needs to get rid of these shadow manning algorithms, these ways of shutting people down. I think some of the leftists are already running away from those dials because maybe they feel that Musk will come in with his engineers. He'll figure out who's been doing what. He'll get rid of those people. So these guys are now suddenly, it's like they're letting go of the controls, and you can already see the liberating effect of that on Twitter. So for social media, it's a very good day in America with, I think, a lot more to come.